in 2025, we are at a turning point where it is just brutal to just live and work inside the United States, because it is not just that insurance goes up, it is not just that gas prices go up. No, homeowner dues, everything goes up. And this comment literally says it all. This comment is just from one of my viewers that said, "This is what I'm worried about. My biggest concerns are the bills that we're forced to pay and have no control over. It's utilities, it's insurance, registrations, HOA, property taxes, special assessment, other insurance." And when I look at this, I'm always looking at it, yeah, I get what you're saying. You do have an option, and that option is to make more money. It is quite simple in theory, but the implementation is kind of harder, because I don't know where you work, what you do, and where you live. And some places, if you're living in Florida and you got a special assessment with the condo, that's gonna be $60,000, $70,000. You gotta really think about it. And I've been telling you guys, you gotta know what you're getting into. And people are saying food, rent, mortgage, transportation, all things you need, can't live without. Yeah. So this is another one. Exactly right. We have no control over heating, electricity, insurance. So when is it starting to get out of control? And we lived very inexpensively for a very long time. Now we're starting to see that the funny money during COVID dried up. These companies need to make profits again. Interest rates are high. And what comes with that? With that comes higher prices everywhere. And these companies are smart. They're trying to get the maximum amount of dollar out of you, because that's how they're going to pay back their shareholders. That's how they're going to keep paying these CEOs and these executive leadership teams hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. And now you're like, how are they even doing that? Well, it is shrinkflation. That is one thing that is actually really concerning inside the United States. So let's watch this video talking about shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation, skimpflation, deceptive packaging. Same size bottle, but they've shrunk it down from 89 ounces to 76 ounces. But they wanted it to be the same side by side so that people would not know they shrunk it. This one used to be ice cream, now frozen dairy dessert, meaning that they have skimped out on the higher cost ingredient of heavy cream. They have replaced it with lower cost ingredients, making it not qualify of having 10% cream to make it ice cream. It is now frozen dairy dessert because there's not enough cream to satisfy the legal definition of ice cream. Just like Blue Bunny, always real ice cream. They used to have that badge of honor, and no longer. Haagen-Dazs acting like this is a new product. You see how the logo is shaped? They are acting like they're making this new, amazing, cool thing, and they've made their ice cream the shape of their logo, meaning they have skimped out, made the middle part skinny, and they're acting like it's a good thing rather than they just wanted to give us less. And so they found a way of doing that and making it seem like it was new and cool, that they're making their ice cream on a stick look like their logo. This comes just like this. You can see where the two are obviously missing that used to be in there.
It is absolutely crazy to see that everything basically went to smaller packaging while prices went up. So now let's look at some of these products that I compared. So I compared M&M's. The old size 11.3%, new size 9.7%, shrinkage 13.7%. Gatorade bottle 32 ounces, now 28 ounces, negative 12.5 ounces. So negative 14% more per ounce. So here we go. All detergents used to be 40 ounces, 53 loads. Now it's 32 ounces, 42 loads. 20% volume less. 25% of real inflation. So you're seeing that companies are literally selling you higher prices for less product, means more profit for them. You're paying a higher price. You need to go back and repurchase those products at a much faster rate than it is when it was beforehand with the higher, with the more volume inside. And ice cream, everything, you've seen it. And so this is just another thing where it's a tax on the poor people. Now, why do I say it's a tax on poor people? Because very rich people do not need to look at for grocery prices. They buy whatever they can. They make millions of dollars of stocks. They make everything kind of goes up. When the stock market goes up, stock market all-time highs, they don't care about utilities. They don't care about anything else. They just kind of pay the bills and move on. And I said the other day that rich people are stimulating the economy like never before. Why? Because now things are going on sale, and those were probably the people that kept our stimulus money and said, all these money that we've gotten, we're going to save it because we know that prices are going to come down. But then there were other people that I have a lot of viewers from, and that I got made a bunch of these videos, that spent their money on Kia Tellurides, that spent their money on Yukons, and spent $120,000 and said, oh, the funny money's never gonna stop. We got stimulus money here, there, had jobs, got PPP loans, did everything. Got busted. Back to reality, can't do it. Now they're living in their cars or in jail or something else. And this is why I tell you, you gotta come up with plans. How do I make more money? How do I monetize? And people tell me all the time, oh, this is impossible in today's world. Yes, it is. And I'm living proof of it. And if you haven't, please like and subscribe, share this content with other people so that we can spread the awareness. So now, how do you do it? Well, you can literally find any way to monetize. You can play Fortnite, teach other people how to play Fortnite, and make money. So you can literally turn your hobby into a business and start doing it. You can sell photography pictures. You can do all kinds of stuff. You just need to have the action plan and how to do it. And now, like, how do I do it? How do I do it? Do I need a coach? Do I need this? You have a really good coach on your phone with AI that can kind of mentor you and just do it for you. So with the rise of AI, everybody has basically a supercomputer on their fingers and saying, how can I monetize my hobby? How can I allow myself to do more stuff? And now you're like, I can't play Fortnite, I don't have these skills. Well, it doesn't have to be like that. Whenever I go to Trader Joe's, and if you watch my content on a regular, I kind of talk about this guy. I don't know his name, but whenever I go to his cash register, he's super fast on checking out. And I asked him, so how's it going? And he's like, oh, I get a super busy day in the afternoon. I was like, so what do you got going on? He's like, well, I'm repairing 4 small generators, the portable ones. That's just what I do in the afternoon. And he's like, what? So what that guy does is basically just takes his time in the morning shift for health insurance and rent, and then everything else he kind of finances with his hobby. He says, I like repairing generators. I kind of love doing that. So I tinker around with them all the time. And so this is how I finance my family's trips, how I do all kinds of stuff. And he says, when I don't have work, I do other stuff. But when I have these maintenance where I replace stuff or take it apart, I'm start making money, and I sell my services to a bunch of people. And I think you can do it too. I truly think so. Somebody yesterday said, I can't do content, I am too ugly or something. What do you think I am? I'm overweight, that's why I'm walking and not sitting in front of a computer. I'm not that good looking, and I'm not that fortunate, and I'm not that smart actually. The only thing that I kind of got going for me is drive. That's the only thing that I got going for me. When I have dreams at night, I dream about greater things that I want to accomplish in life, and then I wake up in the morning and I just gotta want to do it. And then that's kind of how I came to the United States. I broke out of Switzerland and I came to the United States because this allowed me to have so many more opportunities. And I pursued dreams and aspirations, and I just had that drive in me that I was like, I want more things out of life than just being an HVAC manager or something like that in Switzerland. I knew that I could do it. It was going to be either the US or Australia or some other place. And if you watch my content, you know I lived in France, so I tried to do it in France, but I just didn't feel the vibe. I didn't feel the culture too much. So then I moved to Florida, and then I met Ali, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be good. And so now, this is where I'm at. And you can do it too. And let's watch somebody else that's really down on their luck, look at that, and see how we can figure out what we can do even when we're that much out of luck.
Day 1 of me living in my car in the Walmart parking lot because the transmission just went out in it and I can't move, which means I can't make money anymore because I was doing food deliveries to make money. So I'm just gonna keep posting until something changes. I don't know what else to do. At least this way, if something happens to me, someone will know what happened.
So whenever I see content like this, it just breaks my heart because you are inside the United States. And if you have a social security number, an ID, you have to because you're driving, you can literally achieve anything in the world. Wherever you want to go, it is just going to require you to have to work and to work smart. And whenever I talk about that, people always say, oh, it's not possible. Yeah, it is. Millions of immigrants do it all the time. You just need to have dedication. Don't think that anybody will hand you anything, and go out there and do it and play by the rules. Because if this was me, I would remove the piercings. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comment section. Go have interviews. Go find somebody where they can give you a job temporary and say, hey, I'll work for you. Let me learn the ropes. Let me do something. And then go to a higher cost of area and then start putting in the time, start putting in the work, start networking, start getting your boss clients. Started with a smaller company, go into property management or something where you can hop on live and say, we're the best property management company in the area. Why? And start selling. And then once you start selling, always be closing. And now you're like, oh, there's no point. Oh yeah, there is a point because you put it on your resume, you network, and all of a sudden your boss will say, hey, we just got this big ticket client because of you, thanks. And you could say, great. And then you're gonna say, hey, maybe I can get a raise because I'm bringing you all this business. And if you would come to me, and any business owner, small business owner says, hey, I'm bringing you my own clients to your business that's gonna pay you monthly. And then they're gonna say, yeah, you're absolutely right. And if not, you do that a few times, and then you can build relationships with these people that actually are gonna come as property management, say, you know what, we're gonna either move to LA where I can make a lot more money and then get into real estate and start selling high ticket items, or something you can still really, really make it. I know real estate's down, but there's always ups and downs in the market. And you're already living in your car, you're already doing that. So now the only way is up. Don't leverage yourself on stupid stuff so you go even more down. No, you can go up. And for people that say, oh, I can't do it, like I said, you can teach people how to play Fortnite and make money from it. So yeah, there is so many ways how to monetize everything. And inside the United States, inside all this area, there is room for businesses to establish, to brainstorm, to do it. And yeah, there's libraries, there's so many resources that you can do. And once you got that, you can then connect with other fellow peers and do all kinds of stuff. And what I think is the greatest part about being inside the United States, and this is an immigrant perspective. So when I moved to the United States, even people in my industry don't gatekeep. When I was in HVAC and I saw how this guy insulated cold pipes, I said, man, how do you do this? He said, what the hell are you doing? You want my job? Go away, don't stop looking. And this is the mentality in Europe. They really gatekeep their stuff. In the US, I would have been surprised if they would have told me, like, yeah, you hold it like this, you cut it like this. This is my technique that I learned for many, many years. And yeah, I can teach you if you have a second, or something like that. And I think this is what made America so successful. So instead of saying, I'm so down, ask for opportunities and don't mind rejections. But I think Americans are very worried about rejections, and they are not that willing to work that hard to do it. Because when you're gonna start working and you're starting to feel like, hey, I'm getting more money. Hey, all of a sudden utilities and insurance and all that isn't that much of an issue anymore. You're gonna be like, I feel freedom, I feel other stuff. And then you're gonna be like, I'm actually doing really, really well. And then you keep it up for a few years, and then you're like, oh man, I'm sure a success story now. Where did this all come from? It is making small improvements over time. That's why it's so important you read the Atomic Habits book. I can't really quote it all, I want to, but then I'm gonna get issues with copyright striking. One of my haters is gonna probably report my video and do all kinds of stuff. But it is on Audible. You don't even need to read it. You can actually have somebody read it to you and start listening to that book and start saying, how do I improve my life 1% better every day? How do I make small habits that will get me to where I want to be? And yeah, sometimes you need licenses, sometimes you need to take tests, sometimes they cost money. But guess what? Those are investments in you. Nobody can take that away from you. If you have knowledge up here, you can then rebuild it if you lose it all. There's been people that have been broke multiple times that rebuilt it. So don't let haters, don't let your family, don't let other people tell you you can't do it. And sometimes it takes a change of field, a change of environment, move to a new city. Maybe your family's toxic. Maybe you just can't do it because your friends are toxic. Then you got to remove yourself and find friends that want to go places, that want to do stuff, that want you to succeed, that want you to do that. But it all starts with you presenting yourself in a better way. Let me know if this is kind of resonating with you, if you see this in your industry or if not. But I see it all the time that people can make the change. It's just that you can't get into the mindset of, oh, I'm out of luck today or I'm depressed today. No, say out there, I didn't succeed yesterday, but I'm better today than I was yesterday. And if you can make that mind switch from, I did something better today than I did yesterday, that's what I try to do with my videos. I'm trying to make them a little bit better every day. And so when you're starting to get into that mindset, then all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm starting to get interviews. Oh, I'm starting to get job offers. Oh, I'm starting to make more money. Oh, I'm starting to get more opportunities. And all of a sudden, who knows where you'll end up in, but you can do it. And I believe in you. And so you have me rooting for you. So now all that you got to do is implement the strategy and do it. And so for that person that said, I can't do it, I'm too ugly, make your first video. Shoot it to me in the comments or shoot me an email. I'll comment and I'll watch it. And yeah, I'm rooting for you. So you got that going for you. And yeah, don't make it based off of looks because I ain't no looker either. I got the American thing going for me. So that's why I do my walks. So I appreciate you guys so much for spending my early walk with me. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Let's have a conversation. The earlier you comment on my video, the more likely you'll get a response. So make sure you have that bell notification turned on. So when I upload and you do want a response from me, you're one of the first people to kind of interact. And then I will keep the conversation going. And this is my Rubicon Jasmine, taking her to Tahoe. We're leaving Friday. So the thing is she has a drinking problem. She gets about 15 miles per gallon on the freeway, even though she's a 4XE when she's not on electric. So since I have 10,000 subscribers, I'm gonna kind of make a little vlog video about it. And yeah, gonna take her, Allie, and my 2 dogs to Tahoe. Gonna see family. That's gonna be really cool coming up on Friday. And we'll see how that's gonna go. I'm not taking her on the trails because I don't think Jasmine has the tires or the ground clearance to kind of do it. We can do maybe a little bit of off-roading. We'll see what we're gonna do this weekend coming up in Tahoe. But yeah, if you haven't, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.